Tonight, stuck in jail. A Friday power surge could be the culprit, as many remain behind bars for extended periods of time. Plus, Toledo Ambassador, the Toledo International Youth Orchestra, traveling the globe for an international connection with the Glass City. And Fishing Derby, kids learning it's where you throw the fishing line that counts. It is great to see you tonight. Hope your Saturday was excellent. This really has been a picture-perfect beginning to the summer, hasn't it? Let's get right over to meteorologist John Birchfield. John, what exactly are we tracking now? I mean, this sunshine was really what we needed.
Well, if I told you tomorrow is going to be a repeat performance, you probably wouldn't believe me just because we haven't gotten two stretches of sunny days, but it will be sunny tomorrow. We'll do it all over again for your Sunday. Here's a look at First Alert Doppler. I do have my eyes on a rain chance that'll impact us late tomorrow night into Monday. Between now and then, though, just lots of bright sunshine to look forward to. A look at your hour-by-hour forecast shows some of those downpours, heavy rain, rumbles of thunder possible tomorrow night into Monday morning. Like I said, between now and tomorrow night, lots of sunshine to anticipate for your Sunday. A look at the next 12 hours does show a mostly clear night, beautiful conditions, a little bit cool actually, might need a light jacket as you're headed out the door tomorrow morning with temperatures still in the mid-50s to start off your day. It will be a bright and sunny Sunday though. I'll go a little more into detail in the hour-by-hour timing of the rain coming up in your full First Alert forecast.
John, thank you very much. To our First Alert Center, 11 people are dead after a small skydiving plane crashed near an airfield in Hawaii. Authorities received a call about a downed aircraft at Dillingham Airfield. Honolulu Fire Chief Manuel Neves says family members of those on board the aircraft were on the ground when the crash happened and may have seen that plane go down. It wasn't clear whether the craft was taking off or landing when it crashed. Tonight, 2 people are recovering after being shot in central Toledo. This happening in the 500 block of Highland Avenue. We're told they have non-life-threatening injuries. At this hour, no word on any suspects. We'll share more with you on our WTOL 11 News app when we learn more. Right now, 5 buildings in downtown Toledo still in the dark tonight. That includes the Renaissance Hotel on Summit Street. They had to bring in a generator to power the entire hotel. The electricity went out yesterday morning when electrical lines were inadvertently cut during a construction project.
Really just over communicating to our customers what's going on and what we're going to do to make it a little bit more comfortable for them.
First Energy tells us the plan is for the power to go back on tomorrow night by 8 p.m. Tonight, while most are out of the dark, some not yet out of the woods. In fact, we're learning several folks locked up at the Lucas County Jail at this hour aren't able to be released. They can't make bond because the computers at the jail are down. The electricity is on, according to a representative at the jail, but the computers are not. That apparently means there's no way for a person to get out of jail, even if they're eligible to be released. We spoke to folks who make a living helping people make bond. They tell us they're frustrated. Something as random as this power outage could affect so many people.
Being that the court system go by computers, you know, it can be unfortunate that the wrong person might be released and then they have no way of putting data into the system.
Their families are calling us, asking for assistance. Their family members, they either need to get back to work or they have children that's depending on them and they can't get out right now.
Sheriff John Tharp tells us there's no timetable on getting the system back up and running. He says in the meantime, they'll only release folks if a judge orders them to do so. We'll, of course, keep you updated on air and online as new details become available. Tonight, a man is in the hospital and a gunman on the run following a shooting in North Toledo this morning. This happening in the 800 block of North Michigan Street, just off Walnut, around 2 a.m. Police say the victim was walking down the street when he was shot. At this time, it's unclear if the gunman took off on foot or by car. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. One person recovering tonight after being stabbed last night in Rudolph. The Wood County Sheriff's Office says the person was stabbed around 6 o'clock last night in the 15,000 block of Mermill Road. The victim was taken to the hospital, but their condition unknown at this hour. The Sheriff's Office says nobody has been arrested. This investigation ongoing. A blood drive today where donors put aside their differences to help others in need. Dick Berry shows us why it was done.
Toledoans gave the gift of life Saturday at Grace Lutheran Church, all in the name of love, community, and peace. It was the 30th annual Interfaith Blood Drive.
It's nice that there are all kinds of people in the community coming together.
Every year, folks of all faiths, races, and ethnicities unite to save lives through blood donations. About 100 units will be collected this weekend.
We need faith in our community, and this is a good time to pull us all together because we've got a lot of issues to deal with no matter what faith you're in. We're still one under God.
Sister Virginia Welsh came from St. Martin de Porres Catholic Church. She says she rolls up her sleeve to give blood at least twice a year.
It's giving our lifeblood for another person, and that's what Jesus did. That's what our church is about, is giving ourselves to others and to help other people.
The American Red Cross says this is a slow time of the year for collecting blood. Folks are on vacation, and places that normally would have drives, like schools, are closed. A compassionate drive like this fills the void, helping the agency locally get through the 4th of July.
We really need things to unite people in peace and to work together to save lives, more than ever before.
Now, the Interfaith Blood Drive is not quite over yet. It resumes Sunday from 8:30 to 2 o'clock here at Grace Lutheran Church at 4441 Monroe Street. I'm Dick Berry, WTOL 11.
All new, the Greater Toledo International Youth Orchestra on its way as we speak to China. They'll be visiting Toledo's newest sister city, Nanchang, as part of its 2019 international concert tour. And this isn't the first time this youth orchestra has represented Toledo internationally. Back in 2010, they visited another Toledo sister city, Siege, Hungary.
Toledo International Youth Orchestra, we're from 8 to 17. Then we every summer we travel world to use the music, connect with the world.
The goal of the trip is to expose the kids to other cultures and to create a bridge between countries through the power of music. A musical celebration today to promote Toledo's strong Swiss culture. Listen into this. Just beautiful. The Toledo Swiss Singers celebrating its 150th anniversary with a concert at Oakshade Grove in Oregon. The group was formed in 1869 by 35 Swiss immigrants. Today it performs at the Grove in churches, even contests. Joining the group is a generational thing for some members.
I love it. I'm so proud of my Swiss roots. My great-grandfather was almost in the beginning. He came in 1870. So I have roots going back that far in this group.
The celebration also included food, even dancing. They'll also perform at the German-American Festival come August. Weight loss and wellness going hand in hand when it comes to the Take It Off Toledo open house at the University of Toledo. Folks got a workout in and even tried their hand on a ninja course. UT also introducing their wellness programs with an open invitation to their student recreation center.
People want to come. They're excited about coming. And what's really neat is to see the kids, to see families out with their kids enjoying the day, and that's what this is all about.
Community members are welcome to use the facility and its amenities between 10 in the morning and 8 at night. Children got a taste of fishing this morning in an event put on by the Toledo Metro Parks. There were prizes in each age bracket for biggest fish, smallest fish, and an overall prize for most unique fish. Metro Parks even supplied the bait and the fishing poles, and one child was the talk of the town as she seemed to know exactly where to throw a line.
We started over there and we caught or had no bites at all. And then we came over here and then we started catching, or at least I did.
12-year-old Ava Greicha from Maumee knows where to find the lake's hot spot. In less than 2 hours, she caught 13 fish. Folks in Perrysburg putting their toes in the sand and seeing the sky dance with color at the Sand and Sky Summer Event. This two-day event of free family fun started yesterday. It features a 50-foot sandbox, live music, even Power Wheel rides. Everyone can join in on the fun with open kiting with the pros, learning their secrets and even getting to fly right next to them.
To show people what it's about, to spread the joy of doing it, because I've yet to see anybody pick up the handles and frown.
The annual event is aimed at families with young children. More controversy at the Santa Anita racetrack. We'll tell you why one trainer has been banned for life. And a twist in a Navy SEAL's trial. That's next. Tonight, yet another horse has died at Santa Anita Racetrack in Southern California. This makes 30 horses who have passed away this racing season alone. Now, Hall of Fame trainer Jerry Hollendorfer has been banished from the track. He trained 4 of the thoroughbreds who died. After today, Santa Anita doesn't have any more races scheduled until November. Investigators in New Hampshire seeking answers tonight. A fatal crash between a pickup truck and several motorcycles, killing 7 people. The governor expressing his condolences to the victims' families today. As Meredith Wood reports, an NTSB team is on the way to determine what caused the wreck.
A horrific crash, motorcycles strewn across the highway. Investigators trying to figure out what caused an accident that claimed at least 7 lives.
I don't know that I've ever seen a crash with as much loss of life. So it's a pretty significant accident, obviously.
New Hampshire authorities say the call came in around 6:30 Friday evening.
There were approximately 10 motorcycles involved in the collision. This is one of the worst tragic incidents that we have investigated here in the state.
Officials said the truck was on fire when firefighters arrived on the scene. Witnesses on scene rushed to aid the victims. 3 people were transported to the hospital. Police say 1 victim required a medical helicopter due to the severity of their injuries.
It's a significant incident. It's tragic. It's tragic for those who are involved. It's tragic for the families. So, you know, we're doing our job tonight. We're doing our work, and our thoughts are with the people that were adversely affected by this.
New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu expressed his condolences on Saturday.
Words cannot express the grief that we all share in the loss of these 7 individuals.
The National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the cause of the crash. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
President Trump pumping the brakes on immigration raids that were set to begin tomorrow. Immigration agents plan to arrest and deport about 2,000 immigrant families in 10 cities nationwide. He tweeted today that he delayed the raids by 2 weeks. That's to give Republicans and Democrats in Congress enough time to fix what he called asylum and loophole problems on the border. And if they don't, the president said he would then go ahead with the deportations. Prosecutors in the military trial of a former Navy SEAL accused of murdering a teen in Iraq faced a serious blow. One of his fellow SEALs confessed he's the one who actually killed the prisoner. Dan Simon has this story.
As a decorated Navy SEAL, Eddie Gallagher was tasked with defending freedom around the world. but now it's his own freedom at stake. The 40-year-old platoon chief is on trial for the murder of a captured alleged ISIS fighter while serving in Mosul, Iraq in 2017. Fellow SEALs testified they witnessed Gallagher plunge a knife into the neck of the prisoner, a teenager. But in a stunning twist, one witness, SEAL medic Corey Scott, testified that he ultimately killed the ISIS fighter, not Gallagher. "I suffocated him," Scott said. "I held my thumb over his trach tube until he asphyxiated. I knew he was going to die anyway and wanted to save him from waking up to whatever would have happened to him," adding that he'd seen Iraqi forces torture their prisoners.
The best defense for Chief Gallagher is the truth. And today, the truth started to come out.
Gallagher's lawyer says the admission proves his client is no murderer. He says those testifying against him are driven by personal animosity.
This is a small group of SEALs that wanted to get rid of their chief, and they went through to try and find a way to do that.
Despite the setback, prosecutors say they won't drop the murder charges. You can stand up there and you can lie about how you killed the ISIS prisoner, so Chief Gallagher does not have to go to jail. Scott's response? He's got a wife and family. I don't think he should spend the rest of his life in prison.
Well, I mean, we've been patiently waiting for the truth to come out.
Gallagher's wife, Andrea, and his children have been present in the courtroom, listening to what has been graphic and disturbing testimony.
We don't hide our children from the realities of facing evil in other countries, and I'm not at all going to shield them from the fact that their father is a hero and that he's innocent of this.
A conviction could land Gallagher in prison for life. But if that were to happen, President Trump has hinted at a pardon.
We teach them how to be great fighters, and then when they fight, sometimes they get really treated very unfairly.
Gallagher is also accused of shooting an elderly man, 2 women, and at a crowd of civilians, as well as posing with the corpse of the teenager he allegedly killed. The military jury of 7 will ultimately decide his fate. Dan Simon, CNN, San Diego.
Well, another bright and sunny day in store for tomorrow, but our next rain chance not too far away. I'll time it out for you in just a few minutes. Well, if you like today's weather, you should like tomorrow as well. Sort of a repeat performance. Plenty of sunshine in store for your Sunday, at least through the daytime hours. Monday, I have my eyes on a big shift in the weather that'll bring us some late in the day storms that'll arrive tomorrow night and pretty much continue all day on Monday. So soak up the sun tomorrow, not going to last. Now that the sun is down, temperatures going to drop overnight tonight. A clear and cool evening in store by the morning hours. Temps down to the mid-50s. Really goes to show just how much the sunshine can warm us up. By 8 a.m. though, up to 61 degrees and already up to 71 by 10 a.m. So it will be nice and warm by the afternoon once that sunshine gets cranking up. A look at your morning temperatures already in the 70s by 11 a.m. Some clouds, though, starting to float on in. You'll notice a bright and sunny start to the day, and then through the day, you will observe some increasing clouds. That's going to be a sign of what's to come, which is rain and thunderstorms tomorrow night into the day on Monday. For tonight, mostly clear conditions, cool, very, very pleasant. Might need a light jacket if you're out there walking the dog tomorrow. By the afternoon hours, beautiful sunshine, storms late in the day. I do think those will hold off until after dark. Should be a gorgeous day. Also a nice pleasant breeze, southeasterly at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So it could feel a little bit colder if you're out on the lake as that wind is coming in off Lake Erie and the Bay. For Monday, though, a very different setting. Storms likely. It's not going to rain all day, but when it does, will come down very heavily. Downpours of rain likely. These are the downpours I've got my eyes on, still located across the plains. And in fact, they're very, very far away. We have to trace them back over 500 miles on their way to Toledo. So they're going to take a little while to arrive here. We'll track that hour by hour here on your forecast. Tomorrow, nothing but sunshine, maybe some increase in cloud cover through the day. Also a cool breeze that'll make it feel even more pleasant. By the afternoon hours, increasing clouds, and you'll start to see some green speckles appear by your Monday morning as storms roll through late tomorrow night into Monday morning, potentially producing pockets of very, very heavy rain. The extended forecast, storms likely on Monday. Tuesday looks beautiful with plenty of sunshine. Rest of the forecast, the warmest day of the week is Friday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. That's going to be a very summer-like day in store. And the rest of the extended forecast next weekend looking a little bit unsettled, but plenty of sunshine, especially compared to the rainy stretch of weather we've had lately. I think we could use more days just like this. It's hard to believe we're getting 2 in a row. It seems almost too good to be true, but I think we deserve it, right?
After yesterday, today, and then tomorrow, you're saying for most of the day, just 3 in a row.
We're
Gorgeous.
due for some sunshine.
Love it, John. Thank you very much. Hey, stick with us. More news and weather right after this. So, of course, we saved the most important news for last. Today is National Onion Ring Day.
It's a holiday to celebrate. I've been smelling these for like the last 2 minutes, just
You want
really
one?
wanting
Here, dig
yes.
in. I'm going to dig in.
Yeah. Unlike an onion, this weather forecast will not make you cry.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah, actually some sunshine tomorrow.
Sunshine, indeed. These are delicious, by the way.
They are.
Oh, unbelievable. Hey, we're always on at WTOL.com. Yeah, we'll say goodnight for now.
Oh, that was good.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thumbs
Go get
up.
some onion rings. Good night.